Very good evening to you, boys and girls. It's Sunday night, the 25th of August 2019. Welcome along to tonight's United Kingdom talk, coming to you from Bracknell in Berkshire. Do you like the shirt? Isn't this fantastic? Now, I've got to tell you, Mary, non-Irish Mary from Ireland, you may know her as one of the people that come and sing at the karaoke. She bought me this ages ago. She bought me two. This one, okay, which is great. These are really in at... Oh, sorry, where are they? There we are. These are really in at the moment. Not peacocks, what are they called? Oh, what are they called? Not pheasants. Pink flamingos, that's it. Flamingos. These seem to be very in at the moment. I keep seeing flamingo lamps all over the place. In fact, I bought my best mate who's in hospital at the moment. I bought him a not LED, you know the other stuff. What's that called? Oh, the you know the coloured lights that go round like that. Those neon. That's it. I bought him a neon pink flamingo lamp a little while ago, a few months ago, which he has situated in. I got it from Ryman's. It was only about 15 quid. It's not bad, is it? 15 quid for a pink neon flamingo lamp. So anyway, this is one of the shirts Mary bought me. I don't think she's with us tonight. And here's the other one. Here's the other one. Now, to be honest, it has been ironed. I know it doesn't look like it's been ironed, but it's just a little bit too big. Even for me with my bulging stomach, dear. I said stomach. Pardon? Stop that now. I know it's a nighttime show. We're not having any of that mucky business on this programme. I'm telling you that now. It is a little bit big for me, as indeed is this one. Here's the other one she bought us. Now, my mate, he says these sort of shirts are very in at the moment with the straight lads. Is that right? So if we've got any straight lads watching today, which one or two of you might just be, most of you are actually, aren't you? Then do let us know, is it right that the straight lads are wearing this sort of thing at the moment? And I kind of thought, shall I put a jacket on or not? And I don't think it's going to work, a jacket with one of these, unless it's like a plain one or something like that. So there we are. I'm very pleased with this. What a lovely day. What a lovely day, but unfortunately, I think it's the heat that's done it. I do have one of my heads. I've got one of my heads. I've got a bit of a headache tonight. So I don't know why I'm telling you that. I think it was the heat, the extreme heat from the day. But very nice indeed. Hot weather, lovely this morning. Really, really nice. I just want to say hello to a couple of people before we start the show today. A very good evening to Tom Edwards, who's in a tiny little village in Lincolnshire. He's joined us this morning. Good morning, Tom. Morning, Tom. You will know Tom Edwards if you're in the London area. In fact, Wales, on the East Coast, he used to do the bits in between the television programmes on ITV. You know, I'll do a quick impression. I won't be able to do it as good as him. You ready? Here we go. And a very good morning to you and welcome to Thames on this Monday morning. It's just coming up to 9:30 and we'll be having our programmes for schools and colleges. He did it like that, but not probably more butcher than I was, to be honest. Is that right, Tom? So he's watching in this morning with two lady friends from Los Angeles. Good evening, ladies. Sarah and Gemma are in the house. A very good morning to you. Now, Tom has suggested a little bit of Max Factor, perhaps. Wouldn't go amiss now that I'm sort of aging a little. I think it's because I'm aging a little bit. A little bit of Max Factor around the face or something like that. So good evening, ladies from Los Angeles. Well, you've come the right time, haven't you? You've come at the right time with this weather and that. We got 3 days of this. It just amazes me on the television, you know. Oh, weather warning, you know, extreme weather conditions. Be careful, drink water. I mean, like we're children and we need to sort of, you know, need to be told all the time what to do and what not to do. But it's one of those things, isn't it? I said morning then, didn't I? Good evening. I mean, good evening, of course. Good evening. Right, let's have a look. Played the organ at church this morning. Couple of complaints this morning. Oh, God. Here we go. I thought, here we go. No, not from the priest. No, from the parishioners. Two of the parishioners. Oh, was that you playing up there? Yes, that was me. Oh, it's a bit loud today. It's a bit loud. Well, that was one complaint. And the other complaint, oh, you were playing very fast today. We couldn't keep up. And I thought, well, the two people singing in the choir could keep up. Why couldn't you keep up? They moan and they moan and they moan. If they're not worried moaning about the organ, it's Brexit. One of the two. Or Trump. People are moaning all the time. If you didn't like it, just go. That's how I play it. End of story. You don't think when someone like perhaps Barry Manilow, okay, when Barry Manilow sings, I bet he gets people moan. I bet people moan at him. You think he opens a letter and says, oh, no, I quite liked you here singing Copacabana tonight, but do you think you could sing it a little bit lower or something because it hurts that end? What do you think he does with that piece of paper? Let me tell you up. He screws it up and uses it as lavatory paper. That's what he does with that. But they moan. Ow, it's a little bit too loud this morning. I mean, when I think about it, to be honest, it probably was a bit too loud this morning. But I do like the sound of a good organ echoing around the church, don't you? So that was this morning. After that, I've got a little video coming up, boys and girls. As I say, my mate's in hospital at the moment. You may have seen the video already if you're on my Facebook. But I show it on this show as well because, of course, we have people joining us from different platforms, YouTube and Periscope and places like that, okay? So I will be showing that little video a little bit later on. Also, you get an additional chance today to get yourself a raffle ticket. Oh, yes. Here are the raffle tickets. What are the raffle tickets for? That's for the big raffle tomorrow. Every Monday morning, we now hold a raffle, okay? And you can win one of these exclusive fridge magnets in a few years' time worth a minimum of £10,000 on eBay. I'm sure they will be. A limited edition of only 50 have been made. In fact, you're going to be able to win a bonus one tomorrow. We're giving away 2 tomorrow. And all will become clear when I run the video of myself and Ronnie at the hospital where I visited earlier. So you can get a raffle ticket for one of these. You can have one raffle ticket and one only. If I catch you cheating and you try and get more than one raffle ticket, you will be dragged. I'll tell you what will happen. If I catch someone asking for 2 raffle tickets, it will happen what happened on Poldark last week, where a man was taken out and hanged in full public of Poldark and everyone else on BBC One Colour. Dreadful. I watched that just before I came up here today. I was watching last week's episode of Poldark, and this bloke gets hanged. It was awful. It's awful. I hope we never go back to that again. I really object actually to capital punishment for any sort of thing, murdering, anything like that. I just think it's just an awful thing. And when you saw those people gathered around to watch someone be hanged, isn't that awful? Really is. Anyway, it was on Poldark last week's episode. And first of all, earlier on in the show, they had the judgment. So he's been judged. And he said, first of all, the bloke says, that the beak says, you're going to be hanged and then you will be disemboweled and your bowels will be dragged by a horse somewhere and your head will be chopped off and put somewhere else. Like, oh, my God. I mean, it's not enough for them, just the hanging. They want all that stuff done as well. Anyway, so the programme carries on and towards the end of it, we come to the hanging and he's on this like an outdoor stage type thing and there's the rope and all that business. And he reads a little speech and all that, and then he gets there, and he's got his rope around his neck, right? And then suddenly, someone comes running up to the beak, who's standing there as well. He gets this note, and he stops. He goes like that. Stop the hanging. I thought, yes, you've been saved. And he opens this little note, and it says, this is from the Prime Minister, who wants, I can't remember the word he used now, he wants less of a thing to be happening to this person. He will not have his head severed. He will not be disemboweled. He will not have his organs dragged around town by horse. But he still gets hanged. And at that point, they kick the thing around, he goes doing, and this neck is, it's awful. Dreadful, absolutely dreadful. Poldark on BBC One Colour on Sunday nights. Highly recommend it. It's the last series, isn't it? They're not making any more after this, which is a real disappointment, unfortunately. one of those things. Then I came up here to talk to you. And the video coming up of myself visiting Ronnie in hospital. That's just coming up in a second or two. Let me just read the messages that are coming in this morning. A very good evening to Mr. Michael Lawrence, who gets the first message of the day in this morning. Good morning, Michael. Hello to the lovely Clarissa. Evening, Clarissa. I probably keep saying good morning because we're usually here in the morning, all right? Sorry about that. Hello to the lovely Kim Witt up in Lincolnshire. Good evening, Kim. Matthew Van in the house. Good evening. Good evening, Dukey Chrissy baby. Good evening to you. Thank you for passing on Ronnie's request. I'm not sure that I'm in defeat, Chris, to be honest. However, if you are, then I am. I'll leave that to you anyway. Hello to Weird City Citizen over there on YouTube. Good evening to you. Mr. Ray Reynolds is in the house. Good evening, Ray. Nice and late tonight. Have you been playing ukulele at all this weekend? Ray plays the ukulele all over the country, actually, all over the place. Clarissa says I'm blending into the background, am I? Is this a bit too much? Bright colours, that's what we like. We like bright colours. We like red and yellow and green and blue, purple and orange and... I don't know what the other colour is. I can sing a rainbow. So, do you want a bit of echo? I can sing a rainbow, sing a rainbow, sing a rainbow too. Do you want verse 2? Listen... Oh, you don't? Well, please yourselves. I thought my singing was excellent tonight. There you are, Clarissa. Flamingo is what we're looking for. Good evening to Jerry Cashmore Smith, back over on Facebook. A very good evening to Heidi Oliver. Not a lava lamp, no. It's a neon lamp. This flamingo. It's basically like a line of pink light in the shape of a flamingo. Got it from Ryman's. I think it was 25 quid. And then they reduced it. I don't think people were buying them. It was probably a little bit too pricey, but I bought one for my mate there. Hello to Gary Butler. Have you got any tissues? Yes, here you go, Gary. This one's been slightly used. A little bit sticky together, this one, Gary. Good morning. That's my nephew, Gary Butler there. Good evening to LaBelle. I am her emerald-eyed floral flamingo tonight, LaBelle. I'm going to wear it. When I come to New York one day, I'm going to wear this when I come into your... come in to see one of your drag shows. All right. Hello to Joseph McDonald. Good evening. Can you read my comments if I watch on Periscope? Not sure. Try it. I think that does work, that one, but very, very few people watch on Periscope. Try it, LaBelle. If you comment there, and I'll see if it comes up or not, all right? Good evening to Paul Dow. Good evening, Paul Dow. Mark Jones in the house. Good evening, Mark. Roy, is there a raffle? Not today. The raffle isn't today. That's on Monday morning, sometime between 8:30 and 10 o'clock, live on the show. However, you will be able to get a raffle ticket a little bit later on into the show today, so hang around for that, okay? If you're watching a recording of the show, you can also get a raffle ticket. It's open to everyone. You just need to email the show, and the email address will come up when I'm doing the raffle for you to join in. But you can only get a raffle ticket by one method, okay? Remember, only one ticket per show, okay? One ticket per show. Hello to Damien. Good evening to Damien. I'll never forget karaoke night at Central Station. I hope not. We do like to have a little bit of a laugh there. Remember, gang, if you're ever at one of my karaokes, I don't care if you can sing or not. It's all about having a good time. I would just suggest that you don't do depressing ballads because it just pulls everything down. I know I say it virtually every time I talk about karaoke. I tell you that depressing ballads absolutely pull a karaoke night down. They pull it down, so please don't do them. Because if you want to be popular with everyone else who's in... Who doesn't want to be popular on a stage? You know, why would you want to be on a stage and depress everyone? No, you want to be popular. Sing something nice and upbeat. And the more upbeat and happy the song, the less, shall we say, correct notes are required for you to sing it. Because everyone just joins in anyway. It's great, you know, something like, Sweet Caroline... Definitely not my way. Oh, God. And now the end is near. Oh, please, no, dear. Weird City's saying moaners. They were moaners this morning. He says, tell those old dears at church to keep up or keep out. Darn old dears are always kicking off. Yeah, it's always old dears. There's an old bloke who moaned. That was a few weeks ago. He said it was too loud as well. Because, you see, they're used to it being played a little bit and this is not a criticism. There's so many organists there now. It's unbelievable. There's like 5 or 6 of us now. When I offered to play, there was only 1. So that's why I offered to play. Now there's about 5 or 6 of us, and there's a rota. And of course, we all play differently. We all have our own style. My style just happens to be a bit loud and a bit fast. It's just how it is. Other people's styles are slow and quiet. That's not for me to criticise. That's just how they do it. Someone does it like that. Someone does it like that. Someone does it like that. Bit like the pop charts, isn't it? Just imagine if everyone sung the same in the pop chart. How boring would that be? Same at karaoke. I mean, can you just imagine going to a karaoke and the entire night is ballads? Oh, it must be horrendous. I bet there's been 1 or 2 like that. It's not for me to tell people what to sing, only to suggest. And I'm telling you now, for your own good, listen to Mother. I'm telling you now, okay? If you sing depressing ballads badly, which most of you do, sing depressing ballads badly, then you won't be popular. That's how it is. I've got some wonderful people come along to the karaoke. Ray Reynolds never does a depressing ballad. Never, not once. There are certain ballads you can do that aren't depressing. I think of a Barry Manilow one, Weekend in New England. That's not a depressing ballad. Hero Mariah Carey is a depressing ballad. You're my hero. Oh, please don't even go there. Joseph is there. Look at the Ramonas. Good evening to Brendan Brady fan. Good evening to you. Welcome to the show. Paul and Lou in the house. Good evening. Hello to Dave Wilkinson. Good evening, Dave. Wendy's loving the shirt. Thanks, Wendy. Yeah, this was from Mary, non-Irish Mary. She bought me this. Actually, I think it was my birthday months ago, and I completely forgot. And it's in a box on the floor. Not only that in the box, but there's also some baked beans. 1 minute. There we are. Now, these. Where's the blooming thing gone? There it is. Oh, hang on a minute. No, what's that? There's a bit of paper in there. What's that bit of paper there? Well, hang on a minute. Just a minute, dear. There it is. This was on Chris Manzar, who sent me these in, and I'd completely forgotten. They're in the box there. My favourite baked beans, Bush's baked beans. So if any of the Americans watching, LaBelle will know these. Bush's baked beans, which are absolutely delicious. And I haven't eaten them yet, so that's something to look forward to. Although I've already had my dinner tonight. I just had some beans on wholemeal baps that I bought from our newly refurbished Audi yesterday. And lots of butter. Oh, delicious. Beans on the wholemeal baps. If I'd have had those, it would have been even nicer. Ray's enjoying the flamingo shirt. Very popular with the lads on our bus. There you go. I knew these. It was my mate who said these are popular with the straight lads at the moment. And the ones who are not so sure and only help out when we're busy. I think so, as new. Clarissa, if you knew what Uncle Albert really went through after each hanging, you'd be amazed. Oh, it's dreadful. I think it's dreadful. Dreadful. Good evening to John True. Good evening, John, who's in Brighton this evening. Good evening, John. I saw an absolutely lovely picture of you and your daughter. What is she now? About 2 or 3 years old. There's a picture of John there, who's I say a new father. He's been a father for about 2 or 3 years now, but that's still a new father. Beautiful picture. There's something very special about a young father and their child, isn't there? Together. You see some of the pictures on the internet. It's just beautiful. Well done, John. You look like you're having a really good time there. So good evening to you. Good night to Chris. He's up early for work this morning. Good night, Chris. Keep your hands above the sheets while you're watching me, please. Wendy is learning to play the ukulele at the moment, actually. I don't think that's something I would... I think you get an idea what instrument you want to play. I wouldn't mind learning to play the violin, not the ukulele or the guitar. They don't appeal to me. Different instruments, of course, but same sort of thing. If I could learn other instruments other than the piano, I think violin, clarinet. Oh, clarinet. That one. Who is it? It's not Glenn Miller, is it? Oh, what's that? Stranger Ackerbilk. Strangers on the Shore, isn't it? Or something like that. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Good evening to Mari. Flowers everywhere, on me, behind you. Thank you very much. I'm glad you like the look this evening, Mari. All right. No, it's not a second raffle tomorrow. It's not a second raffle tomorrow, but you will be able to win, hopefully, if he calls in, another fridge magnet tomorrow. We've got the raffle for the fridge magnet, and also another fridge magnet may well be given away live on this programme tomorrow. It just gets better and better. Don't waste your time watching little Hollowilly Booby and the excellent Philip Schofield. Why watch them when you can be with me in the morning? Exactly. Thank you very much. Hello to Sarah Lou Lace. Good evening, Sarah. Welcome to the show. David in Hemel rarely sings ballads. I don't think you do. But David, I don't think you've ever sung a song David sings at some of the almost all the karaoke's. That's David B. David in Hemel. And I don't think you've ever sung a depressing song ever. I'm sure you haven't. There's just certain songs that are so depressing. There's a Frankie Goes to Hollywood one, isn't there, as well? Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Oh, no, that's not. That's Bon Jovi. Bed of Roses. That's another depressing one. Absolutely depressing. Awful. What's the Frankie Goes to Hollywood one? Is it The Power of Love? Might be The Power of Love. I can't remember now. But I don't think you've ever sung a depressing song there. Roy, where's the backdrop end and the shirt begin? Even Manilow looks better than this. Of course he looks better than this. He's an international star, dear. I'm a minor celebrity, dear. Minor. Look, international star, minor celebrity. That's just how it is, and I accept that. You know, still waiting for Barry to turn up one day at my karaoke night. But I'm afraid he'll have to join the queue. I could just imagine Barry would come up to me. Oh, hello, could I sing today? Yeah, okay, just fill in a little ticket and I'll put you in the queue. Listen, Barry wouldn't be queuing, dear. He'd be straight on that stage, my love. And no doubt people would moan. You know who would moan? DJ Chris. Ow, I was before. It wouldn't matter who it was. DJ Chris would come running up to the stage on his bloody walking stick. Ow, I was before him. It's one of those, yeah. You know, one of those, exactly. Paul and Lou went on the boat yesterday. Richmond to Hampton Court. It was great. Lovely weather. Went to Notting Hill Carnival today. Oh, were you safe, dear? I bet it was some trouble there, was there? How was it? Did you have a nice time? What was the boat like? Was it busy? It might not have been busy because the bank holidays, the roads have been dead today. I was in and out of London. I was into London. Well, if I'd gone the right way. Oh, don't even go there. So I left church right after these people moaning. Oh, it was a bit loud today. So I left church, come down the road, and I go on this road towards the M4. And there's two turn-offs. There's the Reading way, so you go that way. And there's the London way, they go that way. And I'm just travelling, listening to my music on the radio. M4, so I've turned off. Oh, going to Reading. Oh, gone completely in the wrong direction, dear. Most annoying, which made me another 10 minutes on my journey. But actually, it wasn't too bad at all, the journey. I was in from Bracknell to... if I take off that 10 minutes, it would have been about 50 minutes. Journey that can take over an hour most of the time, an hour and 20 minutes. And it was the same coming out. Sunday traffic in London is horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. Not today. In fact, the traffic was so good, I parked almost right outside the hospital entrance. I couldn't believe it. I mean, not on that road. There's a side road. So if you're coming from Earls Court side, you come like, and there's the hospital, and there's the hospital, and there's a couple of roads there, and you park down there, you see. And I parked there. I couldn't believe it. Wow, that's how few cars there were in London today. David, beans means farts. It certainly does, but not today on the show. Not today on the show, I hope. My sister, she was doing a live YouTube stream yesterday. Her husband, Martin, my brother-in-law, he does regular live streams and regular make it type videos, you know, how to do this, you know, that sort of video. And they were doing a live stream yesterday, and she farted on air. I mean, honestly, dear. Now, it's a little bit of a different setup to this. He's like there in front of the camera. she's sitting there and she's looking after all the messages. Because all these little live shows, sometimes you get trolls, you know? I deal with trolls by just completely ignoring them. And later, after I finish a show, I'll go down and hopefully remove the comments and block them. But I never very rarely refer to a troll who might be on here and comes out with some sort of rubbish, because that's what they do, unfortunately. So, but she looks after that, and she's like typing away on the messages and that. And then apparently, I didn't see it myself, fortunately, because I would have been horrified, dear. She farted really loudly while Martin was doing his talking. How awful is that? And so she's telling me on this phone and laughing. I said, this is not a laughing matter, dear. You know, we're supposed to be professional television people, dear. You can't go farting. Oh, well, I couldn't help it. I said, well, why didn't you just leave the room and go somewhere else? I didn't know it was coming. What do you mean you didn't know it was coming? Well, I didn't feel anything. It just went, pfft. How awful. How can you not know when you're about to fart? I mean, my stomach suddenly swells up to 3 times its size. Oh, how awful. Mind you, I can talk. I kept burping up air yesterday, didn't I, for some reason? Hello to Tony Power. Very good evening to you. He's just been to see Miss Jason singing one of Tony's songs. Tony writes songs. One of the songs he's got is Hold On To Your Dream, which I think you can find on YouTube, all right? Although Miss Jason was drunk, was he really? It doesn't matter, as long as they were having a good time there. It doesn't matter. Roy, never heard a clarinet say do-do-do-rah. Really? Wendy's wants to have a go on a little soprano ukulele. Or Ray and Johnny bought you a few years ago. The Union flag one. Do you still have it? Yes, of course. Now, where is it? There it is. 1 minute. You don't think I throw these things away, do you, Wendy? Look, here it is. It's here in its little case. Look here. Little ukulele that Ray Reynolds and Johnny Key bought me a little while ago. Here it is. This is great. This is actually, I might display this for a while. I like to change the stuff there now and again to keep you going, but I can't play it. I mean, I can. Let's make up a tune. Sorry. That's about my limit. When I'm... Oh, it hurts my fingers doing that. Well, I need a is it a plectrum or a spectrum? Was it called a spectrum? When I'm cleaning windows. La da da da. Yeah, that one. Thank you. It's lovely, isn't it? Shall I display this for a while? Thank you, those of you that are sharing the show on your Facebook walls. Much appreciated. Here we are. Let's display that here today. There we are. Isn't that nice? There we are. We'll have that up there for a little while. Thank you to Ray and Johnny who bought me that. Was it this year? I think it was last year they bought me that for my birthday. Lovely gift that was. Lovely gift. Power of Love. Thank you. I thought it was that one by Frankie Goes to Hollywood. I've got it now. The Power of Love. It's so depressing. And another depressing song, Don't Ever Do It, is Victims by Boy George Culture Club. Dreadful. Don't get me wrong. Great song. Not one to sing at karaoke. It's so depressing. Let's just scroll down a little bit. I'm just going to scroll down there, my darlings. Okay. Paul and Lou, the boat was busy, but agree London was dead today. It certainly was. By the way, LaBelle, if you're texting from Periscope, it's not getting to me, darling. All right. Heidi says, today was Kids' Day at Notting Hill. All the fun is tomorrow, which I'm going to. I'm sure you'll have a nice night. Keep your eyes about, Heidi. All sorts of dodgy stuff goes on there. All right. People talking to each other. 1 second. Good. Does it need tuning? Maybe it does. I'll have to take it in tomorrow. Ray Reynolds will tune it. He's got one of them things, bing, that do tuning and that sort of thing. All right, so as I say, I went to visit my mate Ronnie. You may have seen this video already if you're on my Facebook wall. If not, it's coming up now. It's about 10 minutes long or so, something like that. Went to see my mate at Chelsea and Westminster Hospital. I have to tell you, the air conditioning had broken down when I got there. Although I must admit it wasn't as hot as it was outside, but nevertheless it was quite uncomfortable in there. And Ronnie's got this little fan going around, and it's all going on now. I mentioned at the beginning of the show we're going to be giving away, possibly, if he rings in, two fridge magnets tomorrow. One with the raffle, and one for something that he is going to tell you about now on this short video. So enjoy this, boys and girls, and I'll see you back here in about 10 minutes' time, all right? Here's me and Ronnie chatting away at the hospital earlier. Hello on this Sunday afternoon. Welcome to an extra broadcast for you today, boys and girls, coming to you from the Chelsea and... Was it Chelsea and what? Hello?
Chelsea and Westminster.
The Chelsea and Westminster Hospital in London, where I am visiting my gravely sick person, best friend, Ron. Say hello, Ron.
Hello.
Hello, how are you today?
Breathing.
Oh. We've just been out to lunch. I took him across the road to some bagel place, was it? Some
bagel shop. It's very
bagel
nice.
shop. I've been very greedy today. Well, I've had two. How many have you had?
Well, just a slice.
Oh, speak up, dear. The millions of people can't hear you, dear.
Just a slice.
Just a slice?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to take that off now? We've only put that on for, added effect of extra illness, really.
It's not. This is got a special medicine in it that helps me breathe.
Is this a long story, dear? Sorry.
No, I can't do long stories in case I die.
Oh, okay, lovely.
Hello, everybody.
Anyway, the bad news is the air conditioning's broken down in the hospital. And it's 33 degrees outside. It's got to be roughly 30 in here, isn't it? It's so
it's
hot.
very warm.
So hot. If only you had the new air conditioning that I've had installed in my caravan.
Yeah.
In the Lincolnshire Television Studio complex. When are you coming to visit again, dear?
What, you mean that cupboard?
Yes, my cupboard.
Your cupboard.
Well, we thought we'd sing a song today.
But first of all,
Yes.
I'd like to say thank you to everybody that have sent lovely messages in regards to me not being very well. It is very thoughtful and very kind of you, and I'm very grateful.
But not cash or presents.
Well, I was going to start a crowdfunding, but you told me I couldn't.
Darling, I don't
Well,
like...
you did. What you did is you said I could, but you'd want 20%.
I don't like to see you with no money in here, darling. Now, hang on a minute. It's no pointless, isn't it? There's nowhere for you to spend it, so I might as well keep it. Don't forget, you've got to give me the money for the petrol for coming to see you as well.
Yeah. I keep showing my boob off.
You what?
My boob. It keeps
Mine are
falling
bigger than
out.
that, darling. My niece said to me that she was going to get me a bra.
Well, that's
What do you
nice
think?
of her.
Does that work?
That's nice of her. Some boys are into that, you know.
What? Boys wearing bras?
Yeah.
Ooh. Not sure if I like the idea.
You'll have
of
to
that at
excuse my my
Smell?
attire.
all. I think that's a nice colour.
No, I've got.
We like bright colours, dear.
I've got a Ralph Lauren pyjama set, but I've had it on a couple of days and it's dirty, so I've
It's
had a
got
shower.
Infectious discharges on it.
Yeah, I had a shower and I didn't have another one, so they gave me this awful thing to wear.
Dreadful, dear. Dreadful. Well, we had to share the lift, dear, didn't we? What did we share the lift with?
Oh, I'm not one to talk gossips or spread malicious rumours about anybody, dear, but
Health
tourists.
Health tourists, dear. Health tourists.
Health
Couldn't
tourists.
speak a word of English, dear, could they?
No, they couldn't.
Shocking.
You could see with the forms in their hands.
Forms were in the hands, darling.
Claim, claim,
Yeah,
claim.
come to have an operation and then straight back to wherever they came from, dear.
Thousands they cost us.
Thousands. The same as the amount I put in the bank yesterday afternoon, dear. Thousands.
And that man knew about it as well.
He did.
He did.
Shocking.
Now, what's this song you want to do?
Well, we were just, like your hum and that sort of thing. And we were humming Do Ron Ron because I saw he was texting. He's got a nephew called Little Ron. Ron Ron? Do you call him Ron Ron?
Yeah, Little Ron Ron.
Little Ron Ron. And I saw, while I was sitting there, you know, completely minding my own business, I happened to peer over and see what was written on his iPhone, and I just saw the words "Ron Ron," and it got me into thinking of the song by the Crystals, "Da Do Ron Ron." So I thought, as a special Sunday afternoon, hello, oh Christ,
Oh, sorry.
oh don't do that, darling. I thought you died. Mind you, at least we would have had the camera rolling.
Yeah, well,
I told you.
You said that.
I have told you that, darling. Any more coughing fits? Get that camera. I'm desperate for the viewers.
I know.
People, it's like people just pop on for 3 seconds at a time.
Where are you up to with the subscribers? Are you up to 500?
I don't look at those numbers, dear. You know that, dear. I don't worry too much about numbers. 770, I think it is now, darling.
Oh.
We're trying to get to 1,000.
Okay.
After 1,000, then you can get money from YouTube. Start sending you a bit of money. And my brother-in-law worked it out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he reckons from YouTube, I could be earning $5 a month.
Wow.
That's fantastic.
You could retire, because that's the sort of money that you spend in Aldi.
I went to Aldi yesterday. Because we've just been done out. Have you been to it yet?
Yeah,
You
I
haven't
went
yet?
there first.
We've just had
Pick up the cat food.
Yeah, we just had the Bracknell Audi done out. They've just refurbished it. And I went in there yesterday. I had 40 quid in my hand. And I'm going, and this always happens. It's only Audi this can happen in, right? So I'm going around there, and I'm filling up. I've got a basket with me. I'm filling it up with stuff, and then I've kind of got so far, and I'm thinking, oh, I better not put any more in because I won't have enough. I've got to the till.
£39.26.
That wasn't £39.26.
Oh,
Why did you say £39.26?
because that's what the first thing that came into my head.
Why is that, darling?
Because it's so cheap.
But what's that there? It's like a little bit of liquid has come out of you.
Oh, I'm
onto there.
seeping. I'm seeping.
Oh, Christ, it's seeping now. Seeping. Anyway, so I got to the till. I got my 40 quid in my hand. £15.30, please. Something. It was £15 something. Couldn't believe it. 2 carrier bags full of stuff, dear. Hello?
Yeah, I know, it's fantastic.
Stop doing that to you. Do worry me. Anyway, so we thought we'd sing you... How did we get onto Aldi? Can't remember now, can you?
No.
Oh, there is a little bit of good news while he's in here. He's lost weight.
Oh. And there is a prize of a fridge magnet.
There's no prizes for fridge magnets, only if you do the raffle.
For the person that guesses the right amount.
Oh, do you want to do that?
Yes.
I think we could stretch to that. We
Yes.
could stretch to that.
Yes.
You
So,
got-
on tomorrow's show, there will be an extra bonus raffle.
Is there any chance I could ring you? The only thing... No, you've got to ring me.
Okay.
If I open the phone line,
I'll ring you.
then... Because I can't
Yep.
ring out from the system.
And we can do a bonus. We can do a
Can we do a live weigh-in?
Look, a
Yeah.
bonus live raffle.
A bonus live raffle. There you
Yeah.
go for tomorrow. You have to
Okay.
guess what his weight is tomorrow.
You tell me what time to call, and I will call, and we'll surprise.
Da 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 da.
Hang on,
Da,
hang
da,
on.
da, da, da,
That's
da.
if I'm still alive.
Oh yeah. What if you're not alive? Can I just take the weight that you are today?
Yes, I use that.
You like losing weight, don't you?
I do, yes.
You know when you're dead,
Yes.
right? You lose even more weight. You know why? Because they attach a pipe to you
Mm.
and they get all the blood out. I wonder if that has to be sucked out or does it just flow?
Well, I had that done in November. They stuck a
Now,
pipe in my stomach and sucked it all out.
I'm just trying to remember biology. Veins come away from the heart and arteries go towards the heart, or is it the other way around? Yes, so what they must do is attach a pipe to an artery and a pipe to a vein, I would imagine in your leg, and then they push some sort of liquid in, and then the other one goes, oh, maybe you won't lose weight then.
Well,
Because
the
you're
thing
still
is, 'cause I don't know how you know this, because you don't have a heart.
Ooh, we just don't have the heart. That's Cliff Richard's song, that is.
No, we're
Did you
not
go
singing
to
that
his
one.
flat?
We're not singing that
No.
one.
Did you go to his flat?
Who?
Cliff Richard.
Why would I go to Cliff Richard's
Oh,
flat?
a few people did, apparently.
Oh.
Anyway, are you ready to sing then, dear?
I'm singing, yes.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I made him on the Monday. Da, 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 da. Just a minute, sorry. We're just start. I don't know all the words. Do you know all the words?
No.
You could get them up on there.
No.
You get them on your phone on the YouTube. Get a karaoke to do Ron
No,
Ron.
we'll just do it naturally.
Well, it'd just be la la's, wouldn't
That's
it?
good.
Will it?
Yeah.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I made him on the Monday. The heart goes to. I do Ron Ron Ron. I do Ron Ron. Are you expiring?
Yes.
Da 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 da. I do Ron Ron Ron. Da do Ron Ron. Ba 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 ba. Yeah. Da 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 da. Ba 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 ba. Da 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 da. Ba 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 ba. Da 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 da. To do Ron Ron Ron. To do Ron Dun da dun da dun da dun da dun da 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 da. I thought I was really good at that.
You was, so was I. Thank you.
Well, I could barely hear it. You get running out of breath.
Bye-bye, people.
Bye-bye, millions of people
I'll see
all
you
over the
tomorrow
world.
for the extra bonus raffle.
Bonus raffle. United Kingdom Talk. Tomorrow morning at sometime between 8:30 and 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. But I'm hoping to be back with you tonight on my own, boys and girls, for a special live programme coming from the Mirable Studios in Royal Berkshire, Sunday Night Live with Chris Reardon.
The other
I
cupboard.
reckon sometime between 9 and 11 tonight. I reckon. It's not a guarantee. You know, I might find something else to do. You know, some nice man might ring me up and saying, Chris,
Oh, please.
I'd like to take you out tonight, and in which case I will have to push you to the side just for a moment.
Please.
So it is, though.
Thank you. I'm going back to my breathing now.
Continue
Bye-bye.
the breathing. Goodbye, everyone.
Don't you think I look like a fighter pilot?
No, you look really ill.
Did you fart?
Bitch. that that was how I spent my afternoon. Oh yeah, that's him at the moment. Okay, boys and girls, some of you will have seen that already, as I say. Thanks for your messages coming in there while the video was running there. Clarissa said she likes his tattoos. Yeah, he's got quite a few. He's very much into tattoos. I've never been brave enough to have a tattoo myself, Clarissa. All right. David, did you take grapes? Certainly not. No grapes. Roy, can I do Blue Monday at karaoke? Of course you can. Oh, da blue Monday. No, blue Monday. Yes, that's a good song. Blue Monday. That's not depressing. Not all ballads are depressing, I keep telling you. David says if you need a bra, Dolly Parton has an old one that will fit you. Rude. Good evening to Christina Ewing. Evening. David predicts I will reach 100 YouTube subscribers by the year 2057. Thank you, David. It's a shame that you won't be here because you'll probably be dead by then, won't you, David? 2057, dear. Have a look on the calendar. Not long left, dear. Not long left. Let's have a look. Christina says to Ronnie, enjoy the room service. He may well be watching. I don't know unless he's dropped off to sleep this evening. Guessing your way, is it before or after the lovely NHS breakfast? Oh, don't. Apparently he was served. Of course, I took him out to lunch today. We had some bagels. Oh, delicious. Absolutely. There's this bagel shop opposite the Chelsea and Westminster Hospital. Lovely people in there, lovely staff. And lovely food. And I had a cream cheese, 2 cream cheese bagels, but they're not tight with the cream cheese. Oh my God, they bloody spoon the stuff on. And a little salad next to it was some really delightful dressing. I don't know what it was. So that's what I had. And he had a turkey and turkey. I think he had turkey and bacon bagels. He had 2 of those. And I had a freshly squeezed orange, a cup of tea. He had some sort of tropical drink, and that it's not cheap in there, I must tell you. I think that comes to about 32 quid, something like that. But I mean, we had a lot of food. We weren't, hungry afterwards. The bagels are about 5.5 quid each, but they are really filled properly. Not like some of these people. Oh, it's just dreadful. You want a little bit of butter on the. Hello, where is it, dear? Where's the cheese? Can't you see it? No, I can't see it. Not in there. It's really good, and I highly recommend that if you want to go somewhere for something to eat. It's in Chelsea. Again, Chelsea. That's probably why it's so expensive. Right opposite the Chelsea and Westminster Hospital. So we had some lunch in there, and it's a good job I turned up, because yesterday what happened is that they get a menu. They get a menu, and I think the night before they have to order the next day's lunch. Well, he wasn't in his room, so they sent him over a curry. Well, he doesn't eat curries. He won't touch anything that's got the slightest bit of spice in it. I don't think he even has pepper on anything. So he had to reject that, unfortunately. I mean, I would have had the curry if it was a vegetable one, because I don't eat dead animals, as you know. Let's have a look at... Oh, Clarita, on the subject of the blood removal, they use the femoral artery or the carotid artery. I don't know what they are, Clarita. Is it a I'm just assuming a femoral artery is something that only ladies have. But obviously, I'm incorrect with that one. I don't know where they are. I have no idea where those things are. I wouldn't make a very good doctor. LaBelle is correcting us with the words there. I met him on a Monday and my heart stood still. The dude run, the do run. Someone told me that his name was Bill. The do run. Thank you, LaBelle. No Periscope messages came through from you, my darling, okay? Just to let you know. Weird City likes the nighttime shows. I'm glad you do. He's off, though. He's got to go to work. Cheerio. Good impression of Darth Vader at the end, Ronnie. Thank you, Wendy. Good evening to Matt Martins, who's in Winnipeg, in Canada. Good evening, Matt. Welcome. Glad you enjoyed the video, Michael. Blue Monday from 80's new order. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know if I've got that one. You can look up my songs if you want to. Get yourself a pen and I'll tell you how to look them up. The whole songbook's online. Get a pen, Roy. I'll give you the address. Tell me when you've got a pen and I'll give you the address to look up my complete songbook. Okay? David reckons he'll be dead a long time before then. Yeah, I think you'll be dead a long time before then, David. Looking at you, I reckon you've got about another day left, to be honest. Why aren't we terrible tonight? We're terrible people. Good evening to Gadgets and Games 1975. Welcome to the show. And Katrin Doody is there over on YouTube Live. Good evening, Brandon Schmidt. Good evening, Brandon. Roy says, £32, that's a week's wages down the pit up here up north. Who knows? Got your finger? Right, here we go. You ready, Roy? All one word. www.songbookslive. Oh, hang on a minute. I've forgotten it now. Yeah, here we go. songbookslive.com/Karaoke London. All one word. All right? songbookslive.com/Karaoke London. Type that in. Tell me you can see it all right. And then you should be able to look up. You can either download the entire book, which is always bang up to date on there, or you can search for a song as well. Let me know that you've got it there. Okay, thanks, David. He's liking the shirt. Did you find it in the Middle Island Audi? No, it was given to me by Non-Irish Mary from Ireland. That's the one, Roy. That's it. Roy's typed it up there, so thank you very much for that. Okay, right. We're going to give out some more raffle tickets in a second, boys and girls. So this is for tomorrow morning's raffle. Okay, you will be able to get tickets for that tomorrow. Tonight, rather. I'll be giving the tickets tonight, so hang around for that. Let's just do a story here before we do that. And I don't know what you think about this. It's in the Telegraph this morning. Boris should scrap our archaic Sunday training laws and let people choose when to shop. Now, I'll read this story first. The Sunday Trading Act 1994 came into effect 25 years ago this weekend. Allowing shops to open, but restricting the opening times of larger stores, that's those over 3,000 square feet, to a maximum of 6 consecutive hours between the hours of 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. So 12 to 6. I think most of them do 10 till 4, don't they? Most of them. This compromise legislation, I can't say that. Legislation. There it is. This compromise legislation. This compromise legislation from the major administration followed the defeat of the Shops Bill 1986, Margaret Thatcher's only defeat in the House of Commons, which would have brought Sunday trading hours in England and Wales into line with Scotland, where shops can open at any time of the day. So what they want to do, it's being challenged that they reckon Boris should scrap our archaic Sunday trading laws. Now, my personal thoughts on that, I actually don't like shops open on a Sunday. Perhaps it's an old-fashioned way to think about one. I don't know what you think about this. I'd like to know what you think about this. But when I was growing up in the 1970s, Sundays were about going out, families going out. Certainly, my dad made sure we always went out on a Sunday somewhere. We'd jump in the car and we'd go to such delightful places like Box Hill. We went to Leaf Hill. We went to Oxshott. Seasides, we always went to a place called Brocklesham Bay. We went to Epsom Downs, Richmond Park, and just wonderful places on the Sunday. Sunday would be a day where the families would go out. Now, in the last, was it 85, 95, 05? In the last 30 years or so, that has changed big time. I don't think there were any shops open. There was very few DIY shops as well. I think there was a couple of occasions we might have gone to garden centres. You may think, well, why would you take a child to a garden centre? Well, I used to love it. I love looking at all the little plants and all that growing away there. And I was always amazed by the Venus flytrap. I think the very first garden centre I ever went to was at Scion Lane or Scion House, I think it was. And we went in there. I was amazed. I was in this like giant greenhouse. There wasn't too many customers in there. And I can see it now. Going over to these trays of Venus flytraps, all sitting there, with a little wiser. And of course, you get a bit, and you try and make them close, but they don't, do they? They're waiting for a fly or something like that. But I personally wish that shops never opened on a Sunday like that. Okay, your corner shops, yeah. The wonderful Asian community came over here and opened all these wonderful little corner shops where if you were really desperate, you could go in there, or you could do your whole shopping in there if you wanted to. But generally, you just went in there for a pint of milk, maybe a couple of cans of baked beans, something like that, which were provided by them. Then the big supermarkets got in on the axe, they changed the law, and now they can open on a Sunday, which I'm sure put quite a few of the little Asian shops, unfortunately, out of business. And they're open all hours. They work bloody hard, they do, don't they? Eh? You imagine having a little. Just having a shop like that. They're all over the place. There's one in Hampstead I go in, and when I go to the hospital, although that's during the daytime, but he's open till late. Very, very late at night. Some of them are 24 hours. You just imagine sitting in that shop for hours on end on the till. Oh, my heart goes out to these people. It really does. But I wish the shops never opened on a Sunday. However, they are. And I do personally think it's a bit mad telling them that you can only open between these times. What's all that about? I just don't get it. Either open or don't open. To have to pick a selected amount of hours within a day just doesn't make any sense to me at all. It's just madness. Why? If you're going to open them, you might as well open them all day, not just for a little while. Just madness. So that's my personal opinion. I personally would have preferred that they don't open on a Sunday, but I don't think we can put that back in the box. I think they're open now and that's it. So if they're going to be open, let them open whenever they want to open and be done with it. I do not go shopping on a Sunday to a supermarket. Not if I can possibly help it. Have you been to Sainsbury's or somewhere like that on a Sunday? Oh my God. It's packed. Absolutely packed. And sometimes I get quite sad when I see these cars full of people and children as well, and out they all traipse. Get their little shopping trolleys and round they go. And I think, my God, that's your day out. Your day out is to go to Tesco's. Your day out is a trip down to Waitrose. That's your day out. My day out as a child was running up and down the hills at Box Hill, having a cup of tea in the hall at Oxshott. watching people fly these remote-controlled planes on Epsom Downs. That was my day out on a Sunday. Driving through Richmond Park and seeing the deer. What a shame. What a shame they ever decided to open these shops on a Sunday. Of course, I'm sure you're saying at this very moment, yeah, but people would like the choice to do it, and that's what they choose to do. Yeah, but I don't know if choice is always such a good thing. I mean, look at the state of the television now. 500 channels of rubbish. Very little to choose from. When we just had when we had 3 or 4 channels. No, 3. When we had 3 channels, okay? You know, the TV people would be out there, you know, looking for the cream of the cream for us to watch. Now they can't fill the schedules. They put people like Gemma bloody Collins on there, filling the screen. And believe me, she fills that screen, dear. Maybe I look at the past with rose-tinted spectacles. I don't know. Maybe a lot of us do. What do you think about that Sunday business? Let's just scroll back and read your messages, my darlings. Where are we now? There we are. Roy's managed to get the karaoke book up. Excellent. Thank you, David. I'm glad you like that songbooks thing. That is always bang up to date. As soon as I buy some new songs, it goes up there. That's the trouble with karaoke songbooks, you know, physical books. Within a month, they go out of date. And they are, although I did find a company to print those ones for us, as you know, David. Roy's going to do Sex Pistols and Jim Reeves. Oh, Jim Reeves. What's his famous song now? Jim Reeves. My mum had Jim Reeves records. You know, I chucked all my mum's records away and mine. I wish I kept. I'm not so bothered about mine. I wish I kept some of my mum's albums, really. Wendy, I agree about shops open on a Sunday. Not old-fashioned at all. Sunday was about family, as you say. It's a pity we've lost that. Oh, yes, we have. Not only going to shops, Wendy. You see these queues of cars at 2 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock Sunday at Kentucky Fried Chicken. For a Sunday dinner. It's not for us to decide what people should or shouldn't eat on a Sunday, but honestly, I don't think we ever had well, I mean, they didn't really exist. There was a couple of Wimpy places, you know. Remember Wimpy? Wimpy. Proper burgers on proper plates, dear. Oh, not sitting there eating something out of a cardboard box on a plastic tray like they do in McDonald's, dear. Awful. Wimpy, ever go in a Wimpy? There you had your burger and your bun and chips all on a plate, nicely laid out, wasn't it? Evening to Alan Russell. Good evening, Alan. Wendy loves the Venus fly traps. Oh, they really are. Couldn't grow them, though. I had several of those, and they just didn't last, unfortunately. Good evening to Ian Days, joining us on YouTube. Good evening, Ian. David, Sundays in my youth were boring. Were they? Did you not do anything? I remember watching the Golden Shot on the telly on a Sunday afternoon. Do you remember that? Bernie the Bolts. Up a bit, left a bit, right a bit, fire. This is your golden day. That's the one. Alan, we're not doing the tickets yet. Please don't ask for a ticket until I say get your tickets now, because it'll just get lost in the queue of messages, okay, my darling? Hello to Sarita. Evening. She loved the sunflowers. Aren't they pretty, Sarita? I have 2 different backdrops. Obviously, this is when I'm in Bracknell in Berkshire, and I have the other background when I'm up in Lincolnshire, where I'll probably be going tomorrow night. If my mate decides he's too ill, he's very, very ill, then I won't go to Lincolnshire. I've decided. I'll hang around for him. To see, just in case he needs me, whatever. Wendy says, Asian community with the shops. I always thought it was Albert Arkwright. Well, we had some English people as well, but I think it was mainly the Asian community who run these wonderful little corner shops, and they always bent over backwards for you, you know, to fulfil your needs while you're in there, didn't they? Hello to Craig Hannington. Good evening, Craig. Good evening, Mari says, I think we would all manage very well if the shops were not open on a Sunday. Not too many people to go to, not so many people go to church on a Sunday. No, not many people at all go to church on a Sunday anymore, honestly. You know, we are the few now, aren't we? They go shopping instead. It's true. People go, that is their new church. Sainsbury's is the new church. Thomas, this is a talk show. Yes, it is. And sometimes I sing a song as well, Thomas, all right? Blimey, Roy was working down the pit till 9 on a Sunday. Oh, I don't know how anyone could ever be a miner. Oh my word! I mean, even now, I couldn't go down a mine. Back when I was watching Poldark earlier, and I mean the amount of mining accidents, no health and safety or anything like that. But just imagine that being down a mine, and it collapses. Oh, what a way to go! Awful. I could not go down a mine. No. I mean, mum and dad had to drag me in Cheddar Gorge. I was even frightened to go in there. Ever been there? Cheddar Gorge with all the caves and the things hanging down and the things, stalagmites and stalactites going up. Beautiful place. Cheddar Gorge. We went there on a Sunday. Now, is that Somerset? I think it might be in Somerset, that one. LaBelle, quite rightly, says some of us do enjoy shopping on a Sunday. For some of us, it's the only real chance we actually have to do the shopping, which I do understand that, yeah. Let's have a look. Sundays are for going around boot fairs and buying second-hand rubbish, says Paul and Lou. Funnily enough, my brother-in-law and sister do that a lot. They go to boot fairs and auctions because he buys stuff to restore. He's got this paint spraying machine. I'm not quite sure. It sprays paint on, and then I think he has to cook it for a while, and it makes nice paint on the top, doesn't it? Carl says, you do nothing but moan. Oh, shut up, Kyle. Otherwise I'll come and break your other finger for you. Craig, the majority of stuff on people's skyboxes is terrestrial television. Is that right? Well, I don't have Sky. I've got FreeSat. I've got Freeview. I do have a subscription to Netflix. But to be honest, I could probably do without it. I've hardly watched anything on Netflix at all. Most of the stuff I watch is on BBC, to be honest, on the iPlayer. Really. I've got tonight, after I finish the show today, I'll probably watch tonight's episode of Poldark. Oh, no, I've got a bit of last week Casualty to watch. I haven't watched Casualty yet, which I'll watch as well. Okay. David, Distant Drums. Thank you, David. That's the one. That's the one from Jim Ree's Distant Drums. Boom, 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 boom. That's the one. I remember that. When, sorry, you're talking there. Thomas is there. Hello to Dominique Hesler. Good evening, Tom. Dominique, welcome to the show, sweetheart. All right, Thomas says Sundays are for relaxing. You're absolutely right. They are. Sundays are for relaxing. But people go shopping. They like to do the shopping. It's so busy on a Sunday. I'm very lucky because I work nights. Well, I'm semi-retired now, so I've got plenty of time to do shopping. But I generally do my shopping during the week. And I don't really do a big shop. Never. Did I ever do a big shop? I think when I had my flat in Wandsworth, I did. But now I tend to sort of pop it. I do most of my shopping at Aldi. I'm always amazed by how much you can get in there with so little money. And the food is fine. It's all right. They actually had some of those beetroot burgers the other day in the chiller cabinet. I bought 2 and I had them. And I went to Aldi again yesterday. I didn't have any left, unfortunately. So I don't know whether or not they only had them in there for a while and they didn't work, or whether they're sold out. I don't know. Gadgets and Games. Haven't watched live TV for 7 years. I've got Netflix and Now TV. What I watch when I want to. Yeah, I suppose schedules will completely disappear at some point in the not too distant future, I reckon. You know, I don't know. I mean, will they close down transmitters and we'll all be sort of wired up? You know, because of course, if you're watching Netflix, there's a lot of people just not watch Netflix and iPlayer, aren't they? If you're watching those, then you're watching them online, aren't you? You know, I suppose at some point they just close the transmitters down. I think the BBC will probably still exist, but a schedule won't. I mean, I suppose you've got to have a live news channel, haven't you? You'd have to have a live news channel going. But apart from that, live shows, I don't know how it will work. But I can't see the BBC carrying on with schedules forever and a day. You know, and a bloke, no one comes, an announcer comes on, it's 9 o'clock and time for Doctor Who. You know, you won't have that. You'll just go on like, oh, let's watch Doctor Who, and you'll click a button. And, well, I mean, you can do that now. At the moment, we've now got both, haven't we? We've got scheduled television, like terrestrial television, with timed programmes. But if you can't be there at that time, doesn't matter anyway. You certainly don't need a hard disk recorder anymore, or a video recorder. Don't need it. Why do you need one of those? Just go on the iPlayer. unless you want to save stuff. I know some people that save stuff and they do the put it on the little disc, DVD disc, don't they? I used to record a lot of stuff and buy DVDs, but I found I just didn't watch it. I'd record this stuff and it would never get watched. It'd go in a box and sit on a shelf. I'll watch that soon. I mean, I had 3 boxes of VHS cassettes up in the attic I threw away a few years ago. You know, stuff that I'd recorded over the years. Right, I'll watch that sometime, put it back in the box, put it on the shelf, buy another video cassette. I chucked them all out. Some of them have gone mouldy. Anyone get that? Mouldy VHS cassettes. You look in a little window and you can see the mould in there. It's like a white stuff. Don't put that in your VHS machine because you'll kill the drive. You'll kill the head. Or you'll have it dirty and you'll have a job getting it cleaned again. All right. Let's have a look. Ian, Venus flytraps need mineral water, not tap water. Maybe that's where I went wrong there. I can't remember. It's a long time. I might buy another one, Ian. I might buy another one and see how I can get that going. Do they need as little water, I would assume, as orchids? I mean, orchids need very little water, do they? But Wendy also killed the Venus flytraps with so-called love. I tried to catch flies to feed to them. Didn't work. Venus died. How do you catch flies? Actually, I'm quite good at flies. I'm not that. If you can be very quick. Because the last thing you want to do is spray blooming fly spray on your windows. So there's a fly up there, bzz, 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 and then you muck the window up. Although they do die quite quickly. I can catch them with these. I've catch wasps with these. Like that. Make sure you got it thick, though. Because you don't want the wasp juice to come through it and sting yourself. There are still wimps. Oh, David says there's still some wimpy bars around. They're about as common as the red squirrel. Not many at all now. I remember being in the one in Clapham. We went to one in Clapham, and there was one near where Ronny used to live, my mate, in sort of East London. Oh, where was this place now? It was near Old Street. There was a wimpy near Old Street. I'm sure there was one there. Let's just scroll down. Sunday for Clarissa is about taking time for long walks to different places. That and the pub. I think so as well. Roy watched Horrible History's new film on Putlocker last night. You was in it. Now, put that Putlocker. I've been watching Pose 2 on there. Are you signed up to Putlocker, Roy? Because we have such trouble finding stuff. You get something and you think you found it, and then you click it and an ad plays, and you close that. You click it again and an ad plays. Sometimes then it starts playing, and sometimes it just doesn't work. Terrible trouble. I'm a great fan of the TV series Pose, the first series of which is already on the BBC iPlayer, and it's excellent. It's all about gay life in the 1970s, in the 1980s in New York. The music, the characters, mainly about transgendered black members of the community. And it's really good. It'll have you laughing. It deals with the whole AIDS crisis that was particularly bad. That hasn't gone away, but it's dealt with now by very good drugs. But they didn't have anything like that then. You know, if you got HIV back then, you were dead. It's as simple as that. Oh, it's like going back further, going back further than that. If you had like an appendix go wrong, if you had an appendix years ago, you would die from that. And as time goes on, they do find not necessarily cures, but ways to deal with these things. But it's an excellent series, Pose, on the BBC iPlayer. Pose 2 has just finished in America, and we've been trying to watch that on Putlocker. With limited success, to be honest. The picture quality is not always that good. But, you know, if you really want to watch something, I think you put up with a bad picture quality. Can't put up with bad sound quality. No, the sound has to be right. But the picture quality is less than desirable sometimes on those Putlocker things. But we do have trouble finding stuff. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't, you know. I also watched on Putlocker Chernobyl. I watched that, and that was a bad picture as well. Hello to DJ NYAMA Food Diet Entertainer. Such a long name. Hello. Good evening to you. All right. Is there someone that wants to participate in the show who isn't getting through? I don't know who that is. Thomas keeps mentioning someone, but I'm not seeing anyone pop up there. Are they on Vaughan Live, Thomas? Your friend on Vaughan Live. Okay. Roy says BBC Pedo Supportive TV. Not had one of their licenses for 6 years. Yeah, but that's not everyone, Roy, is it? Not every member of the BBC is a pedo. That's like saying every Catholic person is a member of the IRA, or every Muslim goes around bombing people. It's just not true. You can't sort of judge an entire load of people just by the bad actions of a few like that, I don't think. Damien on Sunday, I love watching my favourite EastEnders and Coronation Street. Oh, he's a soap fan. He's a big soap fan, aren't you? Yes, indeed. Thomas lives in the UK, so welcome, Thomas. Sarita, Doctor Who. All right. Do you remember the London Apprentice? Yes, David. Yes, David. I remember the London Apprentice. I used to go there on a Friday night. Thank you very much. Let's have a look. Wait till you see the second series of Pose. I saw the first one, LaBelle. Oh, my God. Won't I cry my eyes out watching that? It was the saddest thing ever. Because I don't want to give the show away. If I said to you, I never knew that that's how they dealt with the people after they'd gone. I never knew that. That was just incredibly powerful, that episode. It really was. Right. I'm going to do these. Let's have a look. Torrent down. I don't know anything about torrents. I don't know anything about torrents. Don't know how that works, I'm afraid. I'm frightened to put anything like that on my computer in case it damages something. It wouldn't work there. All right. Thomas, I don't know if you're talking to someone else on Vaughan, but they're not coming through to me anymore. So it might have been, I've got a couple of moderators, and if the person you're talking, I can only see you on Vaughan Live, Thomas, but if someone was sort of abusing the message system, they may well have been blocked by one of my moderators. Okay? So that might have happened. You're talking to Vika. No, I haven't got a Vika on here at all. I can't see a Vika, so it may well have been moderated out by someone, all right, who's looking after that. Right. Alan says, have you seen a film called Lion on Netflix? Yes. Excellent film. Excellent film. Lion on Netflix. It's about these two Indian boys, brothers, and basically, without wanting to give the whole game away, one of them ends up in Australia and is adopted and grows up and then decides he wants to go and find his mother. Was it India or Pakistan? No, I think it was India. I'm sure it was India. He decides that he wants to find his mother and goes on a search for his mother. Highly recommended. It's a beautiful film. Absolutely beautiful. Watch that one, Lion on Netflix. Sarita has series 2 of Pose on... What's Hulu? What is Hulu? I don't know what that is. Hulu, I'll write that down. Torrents. Oh, I don't know. Do you? Perhaps, can you send me a little... I don't know what that is, torrents. I know it's watching stuff, but I don't... I'm very funny about downloading stuff. I certainly don't open all my emails. If I see an attachment from someone I don't know, I just delete the whole email straight away. I worry about getting a virus on the computer. I'm sure one or two of you have had those at some point, okay? Right. Tomorrow morning, we're going to do another raffle, boys and girls. You can win one of these. A United Kingdom Talk fridge magnet just by getting a raffle ticket. The draw takes place tomorrow morning, every Monday morning, between the hours of 8:30 and 10 o'clock. I can't give you an exact time because I don't schedule the show. Depends when I get up and I'm ready, really. Okay? Sometime between 8:30 and 10 o'clock, the show will be on tomorrow. And within that show, we'll draw the ticket to win the fridge magnet. And if you really want one of these as well, a little photo of me, which I don't mind signing for you, it'll go in the post box tomorrow. You'll have it by Tuesday or Wednesday at the latest. Okay? Unless you're abroad. If you're abroad somewhere, that doesn't matter, doesn't bother me. It'll still go in the post, take a bit longer, okay? The Isle of Wight stuff all arrived, and that's abroad, isn't it, the Isle of Wight? Okay, so if you want a raffle ticket for tomorrow, if you're watching the show live, get your raffle tickets now. Simply say, can I have a raffle ticket? Please only post your message once, otherwise it gets very confusing. If you're watching a recording of the show, and only if you're watching a recording of the show, you can email in, and I will respond to your email with your ticket number. I write down your name on the back of the ticket, so I do know who has and who hasn't got a ticket. If you ask for a ticket by email when you've already had one on a live show, I'll remove all the tickets from the pot and you won't be able to join in again, okay? The only reason is to be as fair as possible to everyone else. We don't want any cheating. If you cheat, you're a sad, lonely and pathetic person, so please don't cheat. Okay, here we go. Let's have a look. Hulu is like Netflix. Oh, well, maybe I can't get that here. Hulu, I'll have a look for it. Hulu. Oh, do you have to pay? Oh, dear, I do hate paying. LaBelle says she never wins. Well, you won't win if you don't ask for a ticket. Roy Brownlow, you're number 254. Roy Brownlow, 254. I'll show you the tickets as well, right? If I remember. 254, there's your name on the back, right? Roy Brownlow, 254. 255 goes to Michael Lawrence. All right, Michael. We've had a nice time tonight on here, haven't we? Having a little bit of a chat. Can't believe it's 11:30 already. I want a cup of tea. I've run out of blooming tea leaves, haven't I? I'm on tea bags now. I meant to get some of those today from up the road. Right, Michael Lawrence, thank you. Roy uses BitTorrent as well. I don't know anything about BitTorrent things. Matthew Vans. All right, Matty. Matthew Vans. There we are. Ticket number 256. 256 for you. All right, Matthew. Scrolling down, my dears. Ian Days. 257 for you, Ian. Don't forget, you must say, can I have a raffle ticket? That's all you got to say. And the other thing, if you're going to email the show, those of you watching a recording, I'll reply to your email. Please don't then reply and say thank you because it gets really confusing. All right. Ian Days, there you go. Kim Witt, hello Kim, 258 for you. Some of you have got a ticket for every show. You can have a ticket for every show, not one a week. For every time we do a show, we give out tickets. All right, so 258 for you, Kim. 259 goes to Gadgets and Games. Gadgets and Games. 1975. There you are. 259 for you. There's your name on the back there. See, write it all on there. Number 260. 260 to Mari. Mari Lowe. All right, love. 260. Do you know, I've got this headache. I've got this headache tonight. It's not too bad. I'm sure I had enough to drink today, to be honest. Sometimes, you know, if you don't drink enough, you get a headache, don't you? Right, 261 goes to... If I give you my phone number, can you give me an alarm call on Monday morning so I can watch your show? No, I'm blooming well calm. What do you think this is? Yeah, £5. I'll do it £5. That's British Telecom. They used to do alarm calls, didn't they? They were quite expensive. I could never understand someone who would book an alarm call. Why don't you just go and buy an alarm clock? All right. Thomas says, am I a sad, lonely or depressed person? No, not really. Should I be? Should I be? Is that what he is then? Oh, it's horrible to be sad, lonely and empathetic. It really is, isn't it? 261 goes to Paul and Lou. No, you're having one between you, mate. You're not having one each. That's greedy. Paul and Lou, 261. There you go. I've just pulled off another ticket there. Oh, God. Here we are. 262 goes to... Let's have a look. Alan Russell. All right, Alan. Are you down tomorrow for the karaoke, Alan? We had a right laugh in there on a Friday night. It's great on a Friday. They're so up for a fun. 262, okay? 262 for Alan. Glad you enjoyed the show, Wendy. All right, darling. Wendy, there she is. 263 for lovely Wendy. Don't forget, raffle tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, 8:30 to 10 o'clock, somewhere in between that. 263 for Wendy. 264. Where are we going now? You need Wendy's already got a mug. She got a mug years ago. We did mugs once, all right? Is that it? Is that everyone's tickets? Can we have an alarm call to us? It's a bank holiday. No, you can't. All right, Thomas. I've requested a 69 from Chris on many occasions. Well, you won't be getting one of those from me, mate. Too old. I told you before, I don't fancy people my own age. Who wants to go out with some old git? No, thank you very much. Is that it? Ronnie's not there. Said, oh, Roy, don't make me ban you. Don't make me ban you for the show. Don't make me ban you. Thank you very much. Is that it? Okay. Lines are closed. Boo! Do not ask for a ticket now. You may still be charged for the call. Okay? Anyone else want a ticket? You'll have to email into the show tomorrow or any time between now and tomorrow's show, and you can do that there. Okay? Put those away there. Good. We'll do, how's the time there? What's the time there? Oh, it's up. Oh, is it? That's up. Blimey, 11:30. I want a cup of tea and watch that other thing there. Okay, let's do a couple of stories before we go then. He's the other woman. This is in the Sun, the Super Soaraway Sun today. He's the other woman. Finding a lipstick in your husband's glove compartment. Has that ever happened to you, ladies? Eh? If only I had a husband. Never mind. Finding a lipstick in your husband's glove compartment is bound to lead to unpleasant conclusions for any woman. But for mum of two, Kelly Allen, her initial fears that her partner was cheating couldn't have been further from the truth, discovering her husband was the other lady. Each and every one to their own, dears. Her 6-foot husband, Warren, had been hiding the lippy in his van in fear of revealing to his wife a secret desire he'd had since his teenage years. The couple from Cardiff, Wales, had been married more than a decade and had 2 children together when Kelly began to fear Warren, 38, was betraying her after noticing he'd been hiding his phone. But when she confronted him, her other half wasn't able to keep his secret any longer and confessed that there was nobody else and instead he wanted to be a woman. Kelly, 37, works in admin, listened as Warren explained he wanted to have the gender reassignment surgery. You know what that means, don't you? Oof. Oh. Presumably, I presume you are asleep when they do that, are you? Oh, I couldn't have anything removed like that, could you? I've been worried for years about losing a kidney or something like that, you know. Something had been researching on his phone in order to become Zoe. And while she was shocked, the full-time mum loved her husband too much. This is the nice bit, right? I choose these stories because they got a nice ending. While she was shocked, the full-time mum loved her husband too much to lose him and agreed to be Zoe's wife in a same-sex marriage. That a lovely ending? Now the couple are planning to take their vows for a second time, this time them both walking up the aisle in wedding dresses. So there we are. So ladies, if you go in that glove compartment sometime during this week and you find lipstick, it might not necessarily be another woman. I should wear a little bit. My friend Tom Edwards, he says I should wear a little bit of makeup on here. What do you think? Max Factor. Is that very dear? Is that from Boots the Chemist? See, I wouldn't know how to do it. What do you do with this stuff? Do you just, do that? Is that it, like that? Shall I try a bit? Shall I? Shall I? Shall I get some tomorrow? I might not have time tomorrow. Mondays is always a little bit rushed for me. Hello to Louise, who's in London, who says, "Hi Chris, best wishes to your friend Ronnie. Hope he recovers soon." And that's from Louise. Thank you very much, Louise. I'll pass that straight on to him, my darling. Okay. David, if you have gender reassignment, you'd only need the vagina. You already have the breasts. How rude is that? It's not one of my favourite words, that vagina. I'm sorry, ladies. I can't bear that word, dear. Although that word has been used in another story. Now, we are late at night. I wouldn't normally do this sort of story during the daytime. But as we are now past the watermark, or whatever it's called, I will read this. But after this, let me just read this first. Let me just read these messages first. Alan says, "You're never too old." You are, mate. Christ, you must be about 42, aren't you? Far too old for me, dear. LaBelle, some old git. I can't. Roy, the bad camera angle of the bed sheet that doesn't fit the... Well, it's not a bed sheet. You mean this camera angle? What's wrong with that? What are we on? 2 or 3? Is it that one? Yeah. Well, what do you think? What do you think? Of course it doesn't fit the bloody wall. Doesn't need to fit the wall. Do you just want one camera like that all the time? Is that what you want? Like that? This is life in the raw, Roy. Have you ever been to a TV studio? This is how it is. You sit there and you see everything held up with bits of tape and strings. I'm serious. I've been to TV. Of course I've been to TV. I'm to television studio now, dear. Television program. Television people. That's what I am. Television people. Roy says, "What a lovely story." It really was, wasn't it? Really was. LaBelle, maybe he was a drag queen. Or has become one, exactly. But he's going the whole hog, LaBelle. Oof. Oh, dear me. Wendy, no makeup. You don't need it. You look absolutely great. Unless you want to be Boy George. Thomas, UK lose. Very strange and mysterious. That's what it is. How rude. Wendy, he needs bags of concrete from Max the Builder. Why do you not like that word? After we all come into the word through no, there's certain words I don't like. Vagina is a horrible word. Murder, abortion. That's just a horrible word. That is. There are certain words I really hate, and there are certain words I love. Right, I want to read you this story as well in the Daily Mirror. Now, ladies, one for the ladies here. Children, mask your ears. Don't worry, there's going to be no swear words. This was in the Daily Mirror a couple of days ago. And I had it up and I thought, no, I can't read that in the morning, but I can read it at night. When getting ready to hit the club, let's just go to the... I'm going to keep this camera angle specifically to upset Roy, who doesn't like the fact that you can see the end of the bed sheet. And it's not a bed sheet, it's a piece of material, dear. Piece of material. Very professional in here. Very professional. You know when you watch the telly? Sometimes you watch the telly, for example, the One Show, sometimes certain... Or the X Factor. Certain shots on the X Factor. You see all the lights and all that. And now the back screen is all that. Well, that's what I'm doing here. Same thing, dear. Television. Television people. I don't expect you to understand that because you're just an ordinary member of the public. You know, just a member of the public. Television person. International star. That's me. Global megastar. More popular than the Queen. I am. Ask LaBelle. David said, David's favourite word is exhume. Clarissa says, what do you call a vagina then? Oh, no. It's that. That is one of my favourite words, actually, Clarissa. And I don't dare say that one on here. No way. Thomas hates that word abortion. It's just certain words have got a horrible ring to them. All right. Good evening to Gustav. My favourite word is repugnant. Gustav finds most people repugnant, including me probably. Here we go. Daily Mirror. When getting ready to hit the club with your closest girlfriends, you're likely to spritz yourself in your favourite perfume before you dash out the door. Am I right, ladies? But one woman has a slightly different ritual she follows when prepping for a big night out. Sharon Butler has claimed she uses vaginal fluids as her signature scent when she goes out on the town, and it acts like a love potion, causing those attracted to women to flock towards her. The sexologist has written all about it in the new book. There's a surprise. She's got a book called The Game of Desire and shared an excerpt about the bizarre trick. In the excerpt, she explains why she covers herself in her own bodily fluids. She explains vaginal fluids, especially around ovulation, but really any time you want to feel an extra boost of confidence, can serve as a love potion. Here's why. I'm often asked to confirm or deny the myth that eating an excessive amount of pineapple will make someone taste better when you're doing it. My response is, if you think it makes you taste better, then it absolutely works. Similarly, regardless of if vaginal pheromones truly make a person irresistible or not, the fact that you think it does will cause you to act in a bolder, more confident manner. And she goes on to teach people how and where to apply their natural scent to themselves. Now, I don't really want to read any more of that story. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Is that something that you might consider? Perhaps I could, I don't know, go and find a lady, because a lot of straight people I fancy, straight lads. You know that. I like young fathers in particular. I don't know why. I'm attracted to young fathers. Don't know why that is. Maybe there's I don't know if I can bring myself to do it, to be honest, but maybe there's a lady out there who would help me and could provide me some of her fluids to, paste over me. And then I could just go into a straight pub and pull. So anyone, is that going to work for me? Do you think? Let's see what you're saying about that. Roy says Chris hates the words spending money. Oh, don't say that, Roy. Not before I go to bed. I won't sleep, dear. Paul and Lou, yes. LaBelle, how dare you say that word you won't say on air? Now I've got to know that word. No, LaBelle, I cannot say that. Clarice has got her favourite word up there. No, it's not that one, Wendy. Roy says, what about... No, I can't say that. That might be... someone will be offended by that, Roy. I'm not going to say fishy cologne. You might as well use tuna. How rude. It's not me who said that. That's Roy. Have a go at him. LaBelle, it's called Pussy-or. Pussy-or. Louise says, gross. Don't believe that one for a second. It made me gag. Made you gag? I'm about to chuck up in the toilet. I'll have to finish the show now, dear. Clarice has got so many different variations of what it could be called. Thomas, animalistic thinking. I think it could work. I think it probably does work. I think probably subconsciously, when a lady is doing her ovulating, they send off these smells, and subconsciously straight men are attracted to it. I run a mile. I run a mile. Alan says, thank God I'm an old father. Oh, you've changed your tune now, haven't you? practically throwing yourself at me 10 minutes ago. Then I say I don't fancy people my own age, and you've turned on me now. Look how they turn on you to save face. I'm not going to say the word, Thomas. Absolutely not, dear. Thomas runs away from it too, don't you, Thomas? Oh, I can't shut up. I'm gonna have to do something else. Let's have a look here. I think the snowflakes are out again. The snowflakes are out again. Are you ready for this? Chris, how old were you when you first fell in love? 18. 18. Yeah. Fell in love with a girl, actually, who dumped me. Never mind, eh? That's how it is. Fell in love with a girl who dumped me. I think the whole straight gay thing is a bit of a... It doesn't always mean... I think you fall in love with a person. Okay, I may be attracted to lads. Okay, but my mate, and I was married to a woman once. And one could say, well, what made you fancy boys? I think that was probably always in me. Though the first person I fell in love with was a girl. Absolutely. Oh no, it wasn't actually. It was a boy. No, it wasn't. It was a boy actually. But there was nothing coming back the other way. I was very young then. We were both very young. You know, early teens. Me and this other boy. But you know, he didn't fancy me. I thought he was wonderful. I would never tell you his name. Not in a million years. He's married now. Children and all that. I'm not in contact at all. But yeah, I really, really fancied this boy. There's nothing coming back the other way. So that was the first. And then I fell in love with a girl. I thought, oh, there must have been something wrong with me then. But of course there isn't. That's just how you are. So I fell in love with a girl. And but that didn't work out. I think had it have carried on and she would have been in love with me and me in love with her, I think I probably would have married her and everything would have been all right, actually. I do actually think that. I think you fall in love with the person, not what they are. My mate, he won't mind me telling us, he was a DJ on the gay scene for years. Was always gay, right? Went on holiday to Thailand, fell in love with the girl on the reception in the hotel we were staying at. Went out there a couple of times to see her. This is a gay man, right? Married her, brought her back over here. Happy as anything. And now he's got his own family. So it works both ways, you see. And you get these people, these totally gay people who say, oh, well, you're definitely still gay. I mean, how can he live this life of lies? No, well, why would he bring someone back and marry her unless he loved her? What a stupid thing to say. How can you judge him? Why are you judge of him? Just because it's not going to happen to you. Just there it is. I do think you fall in love with a person and not what they are. Certainly some of the younger people, and I'll be honest, absolutely honest, I have trouble seeing certain things on the news and getting my head around things like gender fluid and I want to identify as this, that and the other. And sometimes I'm looking at it and I thought, oh, here we go again. But that being said, there are some people who can't decide whether they fancy girls or boys, and I think that's called gender fluid. I'm not quite sure up on it. I'm sure you need to go to university to understand half this stuff now. But, you know, no real right to judge anyone for deciding to go that way or whatever way, really. I don't think. Hello to Josh. Good evening to Josh. Welcome to the show. LaBelle says, if you were married to a woman, then why don't you like the word vagina? I just don't like it, LaBelle. There must be a word you don't like, LaBelle. What word do you not like? Roy says, I've loved and lost to many women. Oh, aren't they the lucky ones, Roy? I think they had a lucky escape from you, mate. Gadgets and Games is bisexual. Yeah, that is greedy. That's greedy. It's not greedy. It's just how you are. Doesn't matter, you know. We got no right to judge anyone for whoever they fancy or whatever they want to be, really. That's how I feel. I feel live and let live. I've DJ'd in some very strange clubs. Let me tell you. Stuff that perhaps I wouldn't want to talk about on here. But nevertheless, I went in, I did the job, I come home and thought, wow, Didn't know that used to go on in the world. I've DJed, but I would never judge those people. They do what they do. There's some really odd stuff that's really odd to us, but to them it's, you see, quite normal. You know, really strange things that you wouldn't imagine. But that's what they do, whatever the thing happens to be. LaBelle, well, I dress as a woman and straight guys follow me everywhere. That's why I never go into the bathroom. Oh, I'd be the first one in there, LaBelle. If that was happening to me, I'd be in bathrooms all the time, my dear. Wendy, I think you smell bad enough, to be honest, Chris. You don't need any help. Putting the pheromones on. I'll have a word with my sister if she can give me a bottle of her stuff. Say it louder, shout it from the rooftops. Oh yes. Is bisexual where you pay for it? No, not B-U-Y, dear. B-I. Oh God, Roy. Bisexual, is that where you pay for it? Wendy says, I totally agree, Chris. You fall in love with a person. I love personality rather than looks, personally. On a serious note, I wasn't attracted to my husband because of his looks. It was... I hope you didn't tell him that before he went. You didn't tell him that, did you? Wendy's husband, sadly, is no longer with us. I hope you didn't tell him. Wendy wasn't attracted to her husband because of his looks. It was definitely his personality. Everybody loved him. Lots of charisma. We like charisma. Bye-bye, Thomas. Enjoy your night. You're not going to miss much because I'm about to finish off now anyway. All right, my darlings. Okie doke. Let's do... Oh, what was I going to do that? I was going to do that snowflake story. What's the time? No, we'll do that tomorrow morning. Okay, let's do today's birthdays, boys and girls. Happy birthday on this Sunday, the 25th of... Isn't it funny, Wendy? Like what I just said to you about you're not telling your husband. I would never have told you that years ago. Never have told you that years ago. Wendy lost her husband some time ago. She won't mind you telling us. The same as I lost my mum many years ago, and my father. And it's if it was someone you desperately loved, and of course there's all different sorts of love. You know, you couldn't say that the love you have for your wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, whatever, you couldn't say your love for that person is the same as your love for your mother or your father or your sister or someone like that, you know. But whoever it is that has passed on, at first, it's just incredibly hard and so upsetting all the time. And even now, you know, I get very upset. I think about my mum. You know, 19 years this year, you know, I would have lost her. But you kind of learn to live with it. And now and again, you can make a little bit of a joke about it. And you would know, perhaps... I'm sure, Wendy, if you thought I was just saying this and your husband could hear this up there somewhere, then he too would be laughing, you know. And I think as time goes on, you learn to live. You never forget. You never forget how wonderful these people were and how much you never stop loving the people that have died before you, you know, who were very, very special to you. And you never stop missing them, but you kind of learn to live with that terrible, terrible loss, don't you? And I'm sure there's a little tear welling up in your eye, my darling, but there we are. We can say these things sometimes, don't we? Hey? Brandon's off. Goodbye, Brandon. Roy says, I love my kids more than life or death. They are my reason for existing. Oh, don't tell them that. They get you to buy them more presents, Roy. For Christ's sake, don't tell them that. Oh, I love you. Oh, well, can I have a new car, please, then, Dad? Oh, God. Right, let's do today. Louise says, great stream tonight. Keep doing what you're doing. It works. Thank you very much, Louise. Is this your first time with us, darling? Louise? She's using the texting number up there. Is this your first time with us? We're usually here on a Monday, sort of in the morning. sometime between sort of 8:30 and 10 o'clock is the usual time for the show. Just if you're brand new, you won't know this. I'm usually here almost every morning, sometime between 8:30 in the morning and 10 o'clock is when we start. It's not scheduled. It doesn't start at the same time all the time. Occasionally we throw in a show at night, as in tonight. Or sometimes even in the afternoon or very early in the morning. Just depends. The best thing to do is have your notifications thing switched on. I'm not sure what method you're using to watch, but certainly on YouTube, youtube.com/Chris Reardon UK. Have your subscription thing on there. You should have a little bell thing on there as well. Just make sure that comes on, and then whenever there's a show, you'll get a little ping or something like that. And the same on Facebook as well, and indeed Periscope. We are on Periscope, but often the messages don't come through if people are tapping away messages. I know people watch on Periscope, but I rarely get the messages come through. Sometimes they do, but rarely. I could try one out myself, actually. I might be able to try one out myself. Oh, wait, you see, someone's retweeted the Periscope stream. Let's have a look. Periscope. I've got to find myself on here first. That'd be strange, wouldn't it? Hang on. Oh, there it is there. Oh, okay. So see someone... There we are. That's me there. Now, how do I send a message? Let me put test and I'll see if it comes up in front of me. Test. I'll see if that comes on there. And that there. See, nothing's come through yet. I'll let you know. Let's do today's birthdays and then I'll refer back to your final lot of messages there. Happy birthday on this Sunday, the 25th of August 2019 to Mr. Jack Matthews. Good evening, Jack. 62 years old today. Hello, Jack. Andy Brewski. Good morning, Andy. Good evening, Andy. 30 years old on this Sunday. Dean Rogers. One of our old Black Cap customers. Good evening, Dean. Happy birthday to you for today. Jack John Kirby, who's a singer. I think you're still working on the boats at the moment, aren't you? Out there on the boats, on the high seas, entertaining people all over the world. Happy birthday to you, Jack. Long time no see. Adelaide. Hello, Adelaide Campbell. Again, that's someone who used to come along to the karaoke at Blues's in London Bridge and indeed Hammersmith. Happy birthday to you, Adelaide. Nina Trenkana is 51 years old today. Nina! I recognise you, Nina. All right, love. Long time no see, Nina. Happy birthday to you. Richard Taylor today is 60 years old. Paul Wright today, happy birthday to you. And Paul Smith today is 38 years old. Happy birthday, gang. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, boys and girls. Oh, my microphone's just drooped a little bit. Scrolling back up there, Josh says it would have been my granddad's birthday tomorrow, and he's been married to my nan for 47 years, and he died last year. Bless him. Yes, I think I remember seeing that, Josh. I might have sent you a private message at the time, didn't I? I'm sure I remember seeing that last year from you, Josh. He died last year. It's tough for my nan and the family, and the toughness goes on, Josh, for some time. It really does. Of course, today, not a lot of people stay together for more than a few years today, do they? I mean, when I was a child, most people's parents just stayed together through thick and thin, but today it's like a throwaway society. Some small thing goes wrong in a relationship and that's it. You're off to find another one, aren't you? You know, that's how it is. Murray enjoyed the show tonight. Thanks, Murray. Lovely to be with you. You just, eventually, you do get, you never get used to losing someone like that. But you do learn to live with it. You have to. You have to learn to live with it. Otherwise, that's it. It's all over for you as well. Most people do eventually learn to live with it, but it's not easy at all. Not easy, and it's not instant. It's not quick. Oh, sorry. I'm missing stuff there, aren't I? Let's have a look. Just scroll back up down there. Alan, are you doing Thursday karaoke live? No. We can't stream from Cleethorpes, unfortunately. The Wi-Fi signal in there is a good download, but the upload speed is really slow. I cannot get a decent upload speed to be able to send the show up. Usually, if that's the case, I just switch over to the 4G and I use the 4G to send the show up like that. But in the pub, I can't get a good 4G signal either. I've got about 2 bars of 3G and it just stops. The video keeps stopping. So not possible to do the karaoke from Cleethorpes, unfortunately. LaBelle sent me a message. How did you send that? Ooh, I don't know how you sent that, darling. Is that on Periscope? Can I see a message on Periscope? How does that work? Can you send private messages on Periscope? Or is it on Twitter? Or maybe you sent it on Twitter. I don't know how that works. I'll have a look on the Twitter in a minute, darling, all right? As soon as I've finished the show. Okay? Why haven't you got a top fan badge yet? Because there isn't any. There's no fan badges, my dear. No fan badges. Tommy Flynn, is this the longest talk show in United Kingdom talk history? No, I think... actually... 155. There was one last week we did which was nearly 2 hours long. It's either this one or that one. That's the longest one. They never intend to be this long, you know. All the shows I do, I intend to do 45 minutes. That's it. I'm absolutely serious. I never intend to do more than 45 minutes. I'm set up to do 45 minutes. For some reason, it carries on longer. I just can't shut up, you know that. Were you with us at the beginning of the show, Tommy? I got complaints today at the organ, for the organ playing. Some old bag said, oh, it's a bit loud today. We can't hear ourselves. I'm thinking, well, sing louder. Oh, well, that's how... And you sit there with a smiling face. Oh, well, that's how I play it. Oh, only we couldn't hear ourselves singing. Oh, bit loud. And someone else said, oh, it was a bit fast today. We couldn't keep up. Oh, well, the choir kept up. Catholic Women's League again, isn't it? They're terrible trouble, they are. The Catholic mothers. That's what it is, never mind. Send it to my Facebook. Oh, there it is. Oh, I've replied to that, LaBelle. The one about the trolls. I've got the one about the trolls where you say I will start watching on Periscope because of the trolls. I've got that. I've replied to that. That's the only message. Did you see that? How exciting was that? It just clicked over to Monday. That was the high point of the that was totally and utterly the high point of the show, that was, wasn't it? The clicking over of the clock behind me. Thank you very much. David says, I wasn't that close to my dad when he died, which is just as well. He stood on a landmine. Oh, you're terrible, David. I think you should tell that one tomorrow night. See if you get a better reaction than Ray Reynolds gets for his jokes. How's the karaoke going in Cleethorpes? Quite well, actually, Josh. It was a little bit quiet this week, which we put down to the bank holiday, to be honest. That being said, we start the karaoke at 9 and there are no gaps. You know, just singing right the way through until it finishes, which is generally sometime between 20 to 12 and midnight we finish the karaoke. Certainly don't go past midnight, all right? Scrolling up there, let's just see. Clarissa, my lad would have been 26 this month, lost him when he was just a baby. Oh, yeah, my heart goes out to you. My heart goes out to you, Clarissa, darling. All right, hello to Ross Philip Vernon. Been late with the family playing cards. Since it was a bank holiday weekend. What were you playing? Snap. Snapping it. Snap! I played it with great nephew Harry and great niece Evie sometimes. We play Snap. I let them win. I just let them win. and they start rowing, didn't they? Oh, they're fantastic. When I go around there to see great nephew Harry, I have some of my wonderful times with those children and great niece Evie. And one of them will start doing, say it's Harry. He'll bring something over, maybe a book to read or a piece of Lego to put together, and he'll start doing it, and the girl will come over. Oh, I wanted to do that. Oh, Chris, do you want to come upstairs? And Harry will say, no, he's playing with me at the moment. Oh, but I want him to come upstairs. And similarly, you know, if Evie sits next to me, she might have a book. Harry will come over. Oh, I wanted to read some of that as well. They like fight over you, don't they? The children fight over you. It's hilarious. Apparently I did the show last year, 2 hours 20, was it? Oh, I don't remember now. Hello to Darren Yates. Good evening, Darren, who's in the West Midlands. Whereabouts are you there? Whereabouts are you in the West Midlands? Because where is Lincolnshire then? Isn't that classed as... Is that East Midlands, Lincolnshire? I think it is. Central television area, isn't it? He's lying in his underpants as it's so hot. It's very hot here. I'm so lucky. I spent a bit of money and got air conditioning a few years ago, actually, in this room. This is the studio. I've got a proper one in here, on the wall. Look, yeah. Hang on a minute. Number 3, is it? There it is. Sit up there. So I've got a proper one up there, which is set to like 20 degrees. It's the perfect temperature in here at the moment. And in my bedroom, I've got the wheel around one. You know the one you get from B&Q. And I've also had it put in the caravan. I've got a caravan up in Lincolnshire. I've had air conditioning put in there. My God, that has made such a difference to a caravan. It's so hot. You've only got to have a little bit of sun out, and that caravan heats up so quickly. I've put that air conditioning. What an enormous difference that made. It's now, because to be honest, on a hot day with the sun beating down on you, sitting in a caravan is not a pleasant experience. You have a fan on and all it's doing is chucking hot air at your face. It's not. My eyes started watering. It was so hot in there at one point. So can we see pictures, please, Darren, of you, you laying in your underpants? As long as you're fit, love. Okay? We can't have no one who's got a body shaped like mine sending me pictures. No, thank you very much, dear. Oh, dear. Alan says, might as well do the draw as it's Monday. Oh, okay, Alan. Right, here we go. No, I don't think so. Come back tomorrow morning. You'll have to set your alarm. Don't know how I'm going to get up. Tommy, I attended Mass at your old stomping ground this morning. Left with a spring in my step, shivers on my neck. You were at the Brompton Oratory, were you? Did you go to the Latin one? Oh, it's wonderful in there. It's proper church, isn't it? In that proper church? The Brompton Oratory. I didn't know you were going there. I hope you... Is this the first time you've been in there, Tommy? What a beautiful church, isn't it, eh? Absolutely stunning in there. Ross was playing Under the Saucer. What's Under the Saucer? What is that? I don't know that card game, Under the Saucer. Josh, talking about the bank holiday, he's out tomorrow, DJing for a christening for 10 hours. Ooh, Josh, that's a long job. I used to do them. I used to do weddings. Turn up with me equipment. I think Josh does mobile discos. Used to turn up with my equipment. Sometimes they want you all day, like, 2 p.m. till midnight. But generally, for the first 4 or 5 hours, you're just background music. You've got a bit of music, they're having their dinner. If you're lucky, they invite you around to dinner as well. You get a meal there, which is always very nice. Or is it a buffet type thing? That's long. 10 hours for a christening. Gosh. Good evening to Code Devil 666. What country are you from? I'm going to give you a clue here, Code Devil. Can you see the little flag in the top corner of your screen? Can you see it? There's the clue. I won't tell you where I am, but that's a clue there for you, okay? Walsall, West Midlands. Yeah, not quite sure where that is. Yeah, I think Lincolnshire is East Midlands, isn't it? Clarissa's got her back door and windows open. What, where you live, Clarissa? Blimey, you've got your life in your hands tonight, haven't you? I know what it's like round there. Dangerous place. Alan says his back door is always open. I bet it is, mate. Bye-bye, LaBelle. LaBelle's off to bed. I'm going off to bed. Well, she's off now to do something. I'm going to go now. Josh is indeed a mobile DJ. 2 p.m. till midnight, but setting up at 12. And it's a buffet. Oh, that's a long gig, that is, Josh. Well, good luck with that, mate. Good luck with that one, okay? All right, we'll round it off there. Have I done the birthdays? I've done the birthdays, haven't I? Yes. I'll see you again in the morning. It's already Monday now, so I see you again a little bit later on this morning, sort of round about 9:30ish this morning. I should think I'll be back with you around about 9:30 in the morning, sort of somewhere around that time. And we'll do the raffle tickets and have some more news stories. Okay, lovely you to join us. Gadgets and Games is in Hockley Heath, West Midlands. I've no idea where that is. No idea what it is. Sleep well, boys and girls. I'm going to have a cup of tea and watch tonight's episode, or at least a bit of it. No, I'll watch the end of Casualty from last night. I think that's what I do. Thanks so much for joining us, and I'll see you again tomorrow morning or this morning. Bye-bye now.